And this is it's just a surreal journey for you.
It really is.
So you do make your way back to the United States with as well with the Cincinnati Bengals at some point in this journey.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what those experiences were like, and what I'm assuming Carson Palmer comes in here at some point as well. So can you also take me through the Bengals tenure?
Yeah. So I got to start. My first game I ever got to start was in 1997 against the Oakland Raiders with the Seahawks. So practice squad, Barcelona, come back. I'm the third string quarterback with Warren Moon and John Freeze in '97. Right at the end of the season, we were kind of out of the playoffs, so they let me start first game against Oakland. I played one game. And then the next year, I got to start 4 games at the end of the year, and then I got to be the starter for basically the next 2 years after that of my 5 years in Seattle. Go to Cincinnati, sign a contract to compete for the starting position. End up being a starter. Started 12 games my first year there, and started 12 games my second year there. And then our second year, we weren't very good, so we ended up with a number 1 draft pick, and we drafted Carson Palmer in 2003. And again, what no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has conceived, God has planned for those who love him. Here I am with the number 1 draft pick. This is in my opinion, the most talented quarterback I've ever seen in terms of throwing the football. It's Carson Palmer. I have no problem admitting that. And here I am. I'm kind of on a string. We don't start out very well. Marvin brings me in. Look, we watched the tape. You're not the issue. Keep playing. Keep doing what you're doing. I take every snap that year, every single snap. I'm the comeback player of the year for the NFL. We miss out on the playoffs by 7 points. Kind of revitalized Cincinnati a little bit. And Marvin brings me in his office a month after the season's over, say, hey, Carson's going to be the starter next year. Do you want us to look for a trade for you? And I said, no, I don't want you to look for a trade for me. You don't need to apologize for making Carson a starter. I have no problem with that. If God wanted me to be the starter, I would be. He doesn't. I'm going to be the best backup you can imagine. I'm going to do everything I can to help Carson. Love that guy like a brother. I'm going to help him. And so I stuck for 2 more years there as the backup to Carson. Got to see him do some incredible stuff. And then in 2005, became a free agent, and I left for Detroit.
And before we get to Detroit, you did play with one of the most polarizing.
Chad, that's my guy.
Do you have a favorite Ocho story that you could tell us?
I mean, there's 100 of them I could tell you, but he's one of the more authentic people I've ever been around, and I appreciate that. I loved him, loved everything about him. Still stay in touch with him. In fact, my daughter is on the equipment staff at Arizona State University, and his son is a freshman there, and so. There's a connection there, but I loved him, loved everything about him, and just his story about where he came from and how he got to that place, and the way that he did things, and people, he's an attention getter, man, he's brilliant, is what he is. We were in Cincinnati. You might as well. There's like 25 teams that mattered, and then there's 5 or 6 that nobody pays attention to. He was there, and he created a name for himself, and he brought attention to what we were doing there, and so I think all that mattered. But I guess if I had to say one story is that second year, 2002, is his second year, is my second year there. We go play Indianapolis in week 5, and he has probably 180 yards receiving, and we're going down. This is Peyton Manning's. In the heyday of, he's getting going. And so we're down 28-21. We drive down. We're 2-minute drive, and I throw Chad a dig route, and it hits him literally right in his face. It goes right through his hands, hits his helmet, goes up in the air, interception, game's over. Now he's got 180 yards and 2 touchdowns or whatever it is. Incredible game. And I get done. I always stay out and pray after the game with the other team, and I get in the locker room, I'm usually the last one in there, and as I enter the locker room, I can just hear this wailing. It sounds like somebody's died. That kind of cry is happening. Well, it's Chad. And I go over there and talk to him, and he sits down. He's just, kid, I just don't understand, why does that happen to me? Why do I do that? He's like, I just get so tired and I can't focus. And so we just had a conversation of, man, if you can be one of the best that's ever played this game, but you got to increase your conditioning level. And he took that and ran with it. From that point forward, he would take every rep in practice. He wouldn't let anybody come in. In fact, he would start taking scout team reps. Then he would go on scout team punt return, scout team kick return, just to get more conditioning. And so that was really the kickoff point for him, because he became in such great condition, he never got tired anymore, and then it was over for the rest of the DBs in that league. Like, they made up coverages for Chad Johnson because you could not cover him one-on-one. It was impossible to cover him one-on-one. Nobody could do it. So they had to make up coverages. And I really think that was a really cool story. It's something I share with my players a lot, is your body can handle a lot, but it's got to be in condition. You got to be able to run and not get tired, because when you get tired, it's hard to focus.